Megan Rapinoe is seeking to raise money for the children of Gaza. A noble effort. We don't want innocent children to die. We don't want innocent Israelis to die. We just want war to stop. We don't want anybody dying. It's really difficult to figure out how you solve a problem like this, but I digress, my friends. This segment is not about what Megan Rapinoe is doing, but an offer I made and the response from the left and individuals who would defend groups like Queers for Palestine, an organization that, my friends, absolutely does exist. Here's the BDS website: boycott, divest, and sanction. You can't wash this. Queers for Palestine block, reclaiming Berlin's radical queer march for space, etc., etc. Here's the tweet. I said, can someone start a GoFundMe for a pride parade in Gaza? I will contribute $100,000 to help Megan and any of the Queers for Palestine get there. Matt Binder, been on the show before, said a completely unhinged response to a person raising money for children. Over target. Unhinged response. Unhinged. It's a nonsense word. Come on. Unhinged would be like me screaming at Megan Rapinoe and, ranting about Israel being justified or something. Unhinged means like mentally unwell, incongruous thought patterns. No, I think my statement makes a whole lot of sense. And it's mostly unrelated to the story of Megan Rapinoe. Matt Binder and many leftists are deeply offended that I would advocate giving $100,000 to help them go to Palestine for a gay pride march, for a pride parade. But this proves my point. And my point is this. I did not disparage Megan. I did not say she was bad or wrong for wanting to do this. My point is these people on the left will not ever actually stand up for what they believe in. What I mean is we often see them with tremendous convictions for their causes. But when push comes to shove, will they actually confront their ideas? Let me try this again. The left is willing to get fired because they're wearing a mask. Why? Is it because they truly believe in Black Lives Matter? No, it's because of the social ramifications. They want to be like, look at me, virtue signal, virtue signal. Would they ever actually go to Chicago and do like de-escalation trainings and seminars, talking with people to de-escalate gun violence? No, they don't do that. Some do. My respect to them. But I mean in general. These advocates for Gaza and Palestine, particularly the Queers for Palestine, will they actually go there and march? No. Well, of course not. Because they know that their ideas don't make sense. I believe that the people of Palestine are in a tough spot. I should say of Gaza, because Palestine is a bit vague. West Bank or Gaza, the people of Gaza. It's a horrifying situation. I don't have any answers for you. I can tell you that chanting from the river to the sea is not going to bring about peace. And then a terror attack killing a bunch of civilians certainly will not do it because, you're kind of making it that way. The people on the left say that Israel's to blame for Gaza, despite the fact that Egypt is the one who ceded the territory and closed off Rafah. Israel could certainly open theirs too, but it's not like it's just Israel. There's Jordan, there's Egypt, there's Lebanon. It is just war. So here's my point. There are many people on the left, and they hold what I believe to be insane views. In Gaza, it is a 10-year prison sentence for being gay. But there are groups marching in big cities saying Queers for Palestine. This is not a logical position to have. It's not advocacy for anything. If you truly want a free Palestine, understand what that means. It means you, Queers for Palestine, go to prison. So how could you advocate for freeing Palestine, at the same time insult their beliefs and their worldview? You see the point? If you want to defend Palestine, you must recognize the whim and wills of the people there in supporting legislation that opposes gay rights. But this is the left. Here's a tweet from Ted Deutsch, CEO of American Jewish Committee. The glorification of Hamas terrorists, celebration of 1,400 murders, and calls for the destruction of Israel. This is what GW Tweet students are facing. These vile anti-Semitic messages put Jewish students in danger. This language has no place in society, let alone campus. The first thing I will do is criticize and somewhat insult this gentleman, Ted Deutsch. Bro, Their stupid statements aren't putting people in danger. Calm down. I won't accept that from the left. I won't accept it from the right or pro-Israel, but I will agree they are vile, anti-Semitic messages, and it's disgusting. And this is what the left is. Projecting glory to our martyrs. Free Palestine from the river to the sea. Incredible. I've been reading a little bit about the history of the region to learn a bit more. And the more I read, the more it's just like, the more I believe the left. What we see with the anti-Israel crowd tends to be many on the left, I'm not saying everyone, who don't know anything about what they're talking about. Because if you want to support Palestine, you would oppose gay rights. Do you believe in the will of the Palestinian people? Okay, well, they say it's 10 years in prison if you're gay. Do you support them? Yes or no? You don't support them? Well, then you're lying. Then you have anti-Zionists groups, which range many left who are anti-Zionist and many right America First types who are also. I think many of these people just hate Israel. I'm not saying every single one. I'm saying there are a lot of people that don't seem to have strong arguments. And there's certainly many who do. But I just see many people who are just like, if it's Israel, they hate it. And I'm like, whatever, man. It's annoying. But for me, my bigger concern is a faction of people in this country who don't have any real strong views, who support whatever cause seems to be popular, and you get evil. Here you go. Here's evil. New Jersey handyman refuses to take jobs from Jewish clients in solidarity with the Palestinian people. Illegal, mind you. Saying, to express my solidarity with the Palestinian people, I'm currently not offering my services to the Jewish community. That's a crime in this country. But you see, many of these leftists, excuse me, they don't actually care about civil rights. They would say, bake the cake, bigot. And then turn around and be like, well, we don't provide service for your kind around here. How could you hold both views? You can't. Principle and morality don't matter. These leftists only care about power. So when you have large groups supporting Hamas, they'll just say, okay. Did they ever stop to think about their positions? Of course they didn't. Because if they did, they would not advocate careers for Palestine. But I'll tell you, I cannot, to clarify, actually offer $100,000 for people to fly to Palestine for a Pride March. I can't. You know why? Oh, I could afford it, baby. We'd love to. It's because they'll be killed. And I cannot accept responsibility for someone going over there and then dying. There's a story of a man, Palestinian man who was gay. And so he fled to Israel for asylum. And guess what? Israel granted it, allowing him to live in Israel as a gay man because he would be killed if he was in Palestine, Palestinian territories. Guess what? Palestinians hunted him down and killed him. You can read all about it if you want, because it's against their moral code and their worldview. If they want to live that way, so be it. But for American leftists in one of the safest and most luxurious countries in the world would advocate for this stuff without thinking about it. That's the banality of evil with a touch of little malice in there. Do you want to create a state? Think about this. Think about this. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Do you have any idea how many LGBT people will be killed if Hamas is able to seize the territory of Israel, seize Israel, conquer it? Let me try this. Leftists, you argue that it is Palestine from the river to the sea, and Israel is a colonizing force. Okay. How many LGBT people need to die for Palestine to reclaim that territory? I'm waiting. If from the river to the sea, Palestinian Authority took over all of Israel, they would be arresting and executing LGBT people who live in Israel. Like we already know the story of the guy who got asylum in Israel. This is what they're advocating for and why we must call them out. Because if Palestine is freed from the river to the sea, as they describe it, which means the eradication of Israel, you would see the mass execution of women and children, elderly, Holocaust survivors. And you know what? When the left says, yes, but settlers are not civilians. Okay. Then a bunch of innocent LGBT people will die, including Palestinians who sought asylum. Palestinians who were gay, who got asylum in Israel, and this is, go look it up. They do this. They'll be killed. But, you'll get your moral victory and your virtue signal. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 6 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.